Laker. I don't know if you've noticed, but former Lakers had pretty good years. Let's see, Brandon Ingram has knotted up the series. He had 37 last night. Lakers certainly could have used Kyle Kuzma's 17.5 point, 8.5 rebound average this year. Alex Caruso was averaging 13 a game. He's a plus defender. And Lonzo Ball was quite something until he got hurt in Chicago. Not surprising, a story comes out today. The Lakers' job, according to the LA Times, is not that attractive to elite candidates. Why would it be? In the last 10 years, they've had 7 losing seasons, and that's with Kobe, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. Name the last player the Lakers have developed into a star. I'll give you a hint. Kobe. That's it. Because college basketball now gives NBA teams 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, you got to be patient. Jordan Poole for the Warriors, 9 points first year, 12 points second year, 18.5 this year, and next year he's probably 22 points a game. They got themselves a star. But the Warriors have a history of drafting and developing, and Draymond was a second-round pick, and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and they mix in really smart veterans like a KD or an Andre Iguodala. They have a history. Lakers don't. Lakers don't develop. That's not their thing. The Lakers are the Yankees. We just go pay for players. That's what's so magical about the Rams. They're in a big city, but yet they draft, develop, and get stars. That's when you become potentially a dynasty. Lakers coaching search, not good. Brandon Ingram averaged 18 with the Lakers after 3 years. They bailed on him. Goes to New Orleans, immediately averages 24. And according to my sources, he is loved there. He knows everybody's name in the building, hugs around the building, wonderful kid. He was a really nice kid here. But he came into the NBA. He weighed about $150 at 6'11". He was shy, kind of withdrawn. LA is kind of overwhelming, and it took him a while to get his feet under him. The minute he leaves LA, smaller market, he's crushed. He's a great talent. It took him a while. You remember when he came out here? It was skinny jeans. It was like, that kid he's just a kid. He's 19 years old. He's flying through calories. You couldn't put any weight on him. So it's very interesting, though. You start looking at great organizations. Kansas City Chiefs right now, LA Rams right now, Dodgers, Warriors. They not only have the ability to spot talent, but develop talent. Lakers aren't doing either. Like in that develop thing, a lot of times you get to a big market. By the way, the Yankees, not a lot of World Series titles lately. Because the Dodgers, even though they can afford the big talent, do a really good job of drafting and developing their own. Yankees don't. And the Rams, even though they can buy the great talent, they draft and develop. That's what the Warriors do. That's what the Chiefs do. Folks, it is always a benefit to make more money in life. You can get better health care and you travel better and better schools. But you got to be a good parent. Money's not going to make you a better parent. We're right next to Hollywood. A lot of rich people with crazy kids with lots of troubles. The reality with greatness in America in sports, people fear the money in the big markets. Dan Snyder's one of the richest owners. New York Giants are a mess, sort of the New York Jets. Is that the Lakers are becoming like the Yankees and the Chicago Bears. They have this big brand and there's big money and game day revenue and they can... But to be the Chiefs and the Rams and the Dodgers and the Warriors, you can't just bail on the draft and develop part of the game. And the Lakers, the last guy they developed was Kobe. They just bailed on all these guys. They bail on Brandon Ingram. They bail on Lonzo. And I understood bringing LeBron here. But just because the Warriors brought in KD, it didn't mean they lost sort of their DNA on draft and develop. Jordan Poole, the minute he left, was the next guy they drafted and developed and were patient with. So, shocking. Brandon Ingram now is a baller. Yeah. When you draft kids at 19, think about this. In the NFL, you occasionally get a great player like a Jamar Chase is just wow, or Russell Wilson, wow, out of Wisconsin. But those guys went 3 or 4 years of college. I mean, even LeBron, the greatest high school player ever, came into the NBA. He wasn't a very good defender. He couldn't really shoot a jumper. And that's LeBron. Like Michael Jordan went to 3 years of college. He came out and he at that point wasn't a great teammate. He had to develop with Phil Jackson into a great teammate, not to just a great ISO scorer. So to draft and develop, I don't care if you're in a big city. I don't care if you're in New York or LA. That has to be part of the equation. It's not much for the Yankees and the World Series titles. They're going to the Houstons and the Atlantas and the Dodgers. And in 7 losing seasons in 10 years. And now winning time's out. And now it makes you remember all the good times on top of the current mess. All right, good stuff. More Kyler Murray drama in Arizona. Cannot wait for tonight. I'm going to go home of KD and Kyrie, year 3. If they lose tonight and they're underdogs, they'll go down 0-2 and have statistically a 7% chance to win. It'll be over. And if they lose the series, here is what we get through 3 years. And by the way, these guys ain't getting younger. They're getting injured more. Year 1, out in round 1. Kyrie refused to play in the bubble. He got precious on us. Year 2, Harden joined. All 3 hurt, out in round 2. This year they lose tonight, they'll be out in round 1 again. Folks, if you were a couple of rock stars and you broke up from the band and you joined and you had 3 albums, 2 were flops and 1 was a very, very mild success, it didn't work. I mean, when Don Henley and Glenn Frey left the Eagles, Don Henley had multiple hits. Glenn Frey had a number 1 hit, and they got back together. They were like, we're better together. And they had multiple hits. In the Eastern Conference, without Kawhi, without LeBron, in the Eastern Conference, lose tonight, it's 2 first-round exits and a second-round exit. And tons of injuries and drama. And then add this layer to it. Luka's hurt in the West. Devin Booker's hamstring's a problem. Lakers, Clippers out. Here comes Golden State. Flourishing. Best they've played all year. Clobbering Denver. Folks, it's going to be a bad couple of weeks potentially for KD and Kyrie. Golden State's flourishing without him. A very quick reboot. The Celtics are going to flourish, win this series potentially, without Kyrie. James Harden left them both, and he's going to win his series. And these 2 guys that are smarter than all of us. KD and Kyrie have a little feel like all the Bitcoin NFT guys. You ever notice that? 92% of people who invest in Bitcoin and NFT are renters. Can't afford a home, but they're going to tell all of us the future of economics in America. Right? NFTs are already cryptocurrency, anybody's guess. But they're all experts. KD, Kyrie, they knew better. They knew better than the Celtics tradition and Brad Stevens. They knew better than Golden State, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond, and Steve Kerr. They knew better. A loss tonight. 2 first-round exits and a second-round exit. I'm sorry. 7, 8 years ago, people were arguing in my space, Joy's space, this talk space. KD, LeBron were 1 and 1A. Come on now. If you break up with a successful band, join forces with another rock star, 3 albums, 2 flop, others a mild success, time to go back to the original band. Time to go back. This is big tonight. And by the way, Brooklyn's an underdog. Kyrie flipped the fans off, so they're going to be in no mood for him. This is going to be the best first-round game ever. Tonight could be the most intense first-round game in NBA playoff history. And legacies get formed on this stuff. They get formed. I mean, these are the moments where my gut feeling tells me KD and Kyrie win. My gut tells me they're going to figure it out tonight. They're not ready to wave that white flag. They're going to give them everything, and it's going to be just magical. The villains go into Boston. They hate Kyrie, and he scored. Now, I don't think Kyrie will be as good tonight. I do think Kevin Durant will rebound and put on an all-time epic performance. But this is going to be amazing. I don't preview games a lot. This is going to be a great game. This is a big deal. You don't leave the band hoping for 3 albums and 2 flops. That's not why you left the band. You left the band because you wanted to prove, I don't need the band. Don Henley's like, I can do hits without the band. He was right. The late Glenn Frey, I can do hits without Henley. Hey, he got a number one hit. But they both admitted, let's get back together. The band was really, really good. We're better together than solo. These guys don't even have a hit yet. They don't have one song that's been top 10 on the Billboard charts. Very exciting. All right, let's talk about this. Pelicans beat the Suns. Hamstring issue for Devin Booker. I don't think he's out. He struggled with a hamstring. That's kind of been his thing.